What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another episode of Predict the Prem, where me and my brother go head-to-head in predicting Premier League outcomes in each and every game of the weekend. And we got a full host of Premier League fixtures this weekend, some very important fixtures as well. The way the scoring works, it's 5 points for a correct scoreline, 3 points for a correct result on both teams to score, 1 point for a correct result on the star man as well, which is 2 points for a goal, 1 point for an assist. The scores on the doors at the moment are 407 to Sim, 390 to me. So it's getting to the business end now, and I am quite far behind. So I've got a lot of making up to do, and let's get straight into it. And let's start off with the Saturday games. And the first one is Brentford against Southampton. And I've gone for 1-0 to Brentford here.
Yeah, I've gone for 2-2. Both teams very close to each other in the table, 14th versus 15th. So the battle for lower mid-table is on. But obviously Brentford were in great form. Yeah, exactly. Brentford were in great form before playing us, and then they've drawn and lost their last two. Obviously a bad 3-0 defeat to Man United in their last one. Southampton, 1 win in 5, lost their last game at home to Palace, although they did come back from 2-0 down before that against Brighton. I think it's going to be a close game. I think Brentford at home should be up for it, and I think we'll be confident of getting the win. But I think Southampton, the way they can attack, especially against the lower sides, I feel like they might get a couple of goals again, and there's time for an ice cream as well.
Every time we shoot a video, this ice cream van comes by.
Man, it's sunny today, isn't it? I could do 99p with a flake, I think.
You want the Mr. Whippy?
Yeah, I think so.
We should start doing predicted ice cream vans.
Yeah, honestly. Oh, man. And now it comes round, so I need to start getting.
Not once have we got one.
Anyway, it's because of you guys. Too busy doing videos for you guys. But yeah, I've gone for 2-2.
Yeah, I've gone for 1-0 to Brentford. I know Brentford have stuttered a bit of late. They got a draw against Tottenham and then obviously lost 3-0 quite badly against Man United. But Southampton, it feels like they've kind of checked out for the season. Away, they haven't won away game for a while, with a few draws and a few losses. So yeah, that's why I've gone for the Brentford win. I think Brentford are playing the better out of the two. I don't think it's going to be a great game, to be honest. I've just gone for Brentford just to nick it 1-0. Moving on to Burnley against Villa, the battle of the Clarets. I've gone for 1-0 to Burnley here. I think Burnley just need to get a result at the bottom end of the table, and I think they've looked good recently since Sean Dyche has left the club. So Villa as well, another team who I think have more or less checked out for the season. So I think Burnley will win this one.
Yeah, I think so as well. Although Villa did get back to winning ways against Norwich last time out, so maybe they'll get a bit of a confidence boost. And when their firepower they're always likely to get at least a goal. But I think Burnley will have too much on the line in this one, and I can't see them. I can't see them dropping points. I think Villa don't have that much to play for. Burnley are fighting tooth and nail for every point. So I think they've been a bit more offensive as well since Dyche has left. So I've gone to get a couple of goals and to win 2-1.
All right, let's move on to Chelsea against Wolves. And what have you gone for here?
1-1.
1-1, yeah. I've actually gone for 1-0. It says 2-0, but I've gone for 1-0. I think that Wolves, they've lost 4 out of their last 5 games. They really are on a terrible run. Chelsea, on the other hand, haven't won in their last 2 games. They beat West Ham 1-0 just before that, and obviously lost to Arsenal 4-2. I think Chelsea would just about get over the line here, but it's, again, not a great game for the neutral, in my opinion.
Yeah, Wolves are just kind of letting their season seep away a bit, but I do feel like they don't want to end with too many losses. So I'm thinking they're going to give their best to try and get a result. And Chelsea are willing participants recently. And I think it's going to be another very tight game, low energy. And I think if Wolves get a goal, I reckon they're good enough for a draw. So I've gone for 1-1.
Next up, Crystal Palace against Watford, a London derby for you guys. We've gone for the exact same scoreline in this one, 2-0 to Crystal Palace. I think Watford are more or less down. If they lose this weekend, they will be down. And Crystal Palace are a very good home side. And with Conor Gallagher and all the players that they've got that performed really well this season, I fully expect Crystal Palace to win this one quite convincingly.
Yeah, I think Watford, this will confirm their relegation, I believe. Well, they're 12 points off, so this is pretty much this will confirm their relegation if they don't win this weekend. And the fact that they lost last week, I think last week was their big moment to try and get force away, at least giving themselves a fighting chance. They lost that game. I think that loss will have been a massive downer for them. So I think that there'll be long confidence going to this one. Palace, on the other hand, got a good late win against Southampton last week, so I think they should be all right in this one. It'll be 2-0.
All right, Brighton against Manchester United. Again, we've gone for the exact same scoreline in 1-1 here. Man United off the back of a 3-0 win against Brentford. Brighton have not won at the Amex in this calendar year, which is crazy to think. But I think Brighton will be on it this game, and they'll work very hard to try and get all 3 points against Man United. But I think they'll just split the spoils at 1-1.
Yeah, Man United got a good win against Brentford last time out. Probably improved their confidence, which has been shot recently. Their performances have been not great, but Brighton, on the other hand, have been a lot better. Even though they didn't win a couple of games, they won their last game 3-0 away at Wolves. Not an easy game, and they got a very convincing win. So I think they'll still be very high on confidence going into the game at home to Man United. I just think Man United's quality should see them get at least a point.
Next up is the big one. Tottenham go to Anfield. It's Liverpool against Tottenham, and we've both gone for the exact same scoreline as well. I'm not sure if this is delusion or this is actually going to happen, but we've both gone for 2-2 here at Anfield. Obviously, Liverpool on a smashing run at the moment, but I have seen a few chinks in their armoury recently. Earlier stages against Everton, I thought Everton did have the better of it and they could have got something out of the game. Obviously, the Champions League as well, Villarreal overturned that 2-0 deficit in the first half, but Liverpool came out and were actually very, very good in that second half and got the job done. So I think that if Liverpool come out the box quite slowly for this one, I think we can take charge in the first half. And if we do that, then we can definitely get goals with Heung-min Son in behind, Kulusevski and Harry Kane. But I think Liverpool obviously will show their worth. They're going for the title as well. It's a massive game for them. But I think the way that we play can play into our hands, or the way they play can play into our hands a little bit. But I think the win is a bit far-fetched, so I've gone for 2-2.
Yeah, I think both teams really need a win in this game, so it should actually be quite a good game of football, I think.
It always is at Anfield with Spurs, isn't it?
And I think we have the blueprint to play against these sides, especially how we showed against Man City and how we played against Liverpool earlier in the season as well. We showed that we can hurt these sides if we stick to our game. Conte's had a whole week to prepare for this one. We're going to know what we're doing. Liverpool, on the other hand, did have the Champions League in midweek. They had to travel to Spain. Hopefully there might be a few tired legs in there. I do expect a quick start, but I expect Tottenham, once they get into the game, will be able to create some chances, and that's why I'm gone for a couple of goals. But I don't think we're good enough to hold Liverpool out. So I have gone for a 2-2 draw, although my heart tells me it's going to be a 90th minute winner for Liverpool in 3-2. But
probably
gone for a 2-2 draw.
Yeah, it's probably some Mo Salah madness right at the end. He loves a goal against us, doesn't he? But next up, let's move on to the Sunday games. Arsenal against Leeds at the Emirates, and we've gone for the same score in 2-1 to Arsenal here. I was also toying with a draw in this one, maybe a 1-1, but I just went for Arsenal to nick it. They just seem to be getting the job done at the moment. And against the Leeds side, who just lost 4-0 to Man City, but apart from that, they've actually been playing quite well and getting a few results under Jesse March. I can see them giving an Arsenal a good game at the Emirates, but I think Arsenal will just find some set piece from somewhere or something like that and nick the game 2-1.
Yeah, this definitely has the potential to spring surprise, just due to the fact that Leeds now, because of their situation, they've really been dragged right back into the relegation dogfight. And you can even argue there might be favourites to go down the way the fixtures are see themselves from now to the end of the season. After it looked like they'd saved themselves with the change from Bielsa, now it looks like they're right back in it. So I do expect Leeds to be very motivated in this game to get a result, and you know, I do expect them to hurt them a few times. They have quality in Rafinha and Harrison and those kind of players in the forward line, but Arsenal, for example, set pieces, Leeds are not very good at set pieces, and Arsenal are quite strong at them. I do think Arsenal, at the moment, they've just got a knack of just getting over the line, and I expect them to do it again. I don't expect it to be easy. I don't expect it to be pretty, but I think they will just get over the line again, frustratingly enough. So 2-1.
Yeah. Leicester against Everton up next. A massive game for Everton, this one. Leicester will be coming off the back of a Europa League semi-final at Rome, in Rome as well. So there will be some tired legs there. But I have gone for 1-1. Everton have been shocking on the road, albeit their last game at Anfield, they actually did perform quite well until Liverpool took charge. But I think that they'll get a draw here, but I'm not sure if they're good enough to win.
Yeah, they beat Chelsea in their last game out, didn't they, at home? Very spirited performance, and maybe that could be the catalyst for a late season run to save them from relegation. So I think actually Leicester, I saw how they performed last week when they changed a lot of their team, and despite a decent start to the game, they did really kind of give up after they conceded the second goal. And I think Everton will be buoyed after that win. So I'm thinking as well, if they are as resolute as they have been recently, I expect Leicester to find it very difficult to break them down. I think Leicester will go for the win here as well because, end of season, they've got not much more to play for. They're playing a team in the relegation zone, so they're going to go all out to try and get the win. And I expect Everton to hit them on the counter. So I'm going 2-0 Everton.
All right. Next up, Norwich against West Ham. I've gone for 0-0, funnily enough, in this one. I think that West Ham have not been great the week after Europe so far this season. They've dropped, I think, the majority of points when they have been playing Europe, especially away from home. I think at home they do have more of a chance in this game, but as they are away from home, Norwich pretty much, well, they are already down, Norwich, and sometimes the shackles can be off, but I think it's going to be a drab game, this one. West Ham with hardly any defenders, and I think might rest some players as well after a taxing European game out in Frankfurt. So I've just gone for 0-0 in this one.
I think with the fact Norwich are down and also just the way West Ham and Norwich like to play, I think it probably suits West Ham. They can just sit back, soak up pressure from Norwich, and they're probably good enough to hold them out as well. And I think they'll probably find one moment going forward where they can get the goal. So I've just gone for 1-0, but I agree. I don't think it's going to be a game of for the neutral. And I think that West Ham have other priorities. We'll see after this week. But especially if they go through, they're going to have other priorities. Even if they go out, they might be low on confidence. But I think it'll be energy sapping. But I do think they'll just go over the line.
Yeah. All right, last game of the weekend. Manchester City against Newcastle. Massive game in terms of the title race. I've gone for something a bit out of the box here. 1-1 at the Etihad. I've gone for Newcastle to get a point. I've been really impressed with Newcastle ever since Eddie Howe has taken over. They've been on a mental run. Yes, they got outplayed by Liverpool last week, but with Man City and what happened to them last night in the Champions League, I do think they're going to be low on confidence. Pep's got a big job on picking them up from now until the end of the season, but they do have the quality. They obviously do have the quality, so it could very easily be a Man City win. But I think Newcastle will be very hard to play against. They'll set up really hard to play against as well in a very good defensive shape. And I got a feeling Newcastle can get something from here. Yeah,
I do. I think they can get something, and that something is a goal, but I don't think they'll get any points. I think that Newcastle, off the back of 4 wins before they played Liverpool, they're playing really, really well. And they gave Liverpool a really tough game. And I can even see a potential where they go 1-0 up and City on the back foot. But I do think City are going to overcome that. I think they might start the game a bit slow because of what happened in midweek. But I think once they settle into the game and Guardiola, even after half-time, has a word with them, they'll come out and they'll win this game because they know they have to win this game. They're going to win the league. No doubt about it. I mean, things could influence how what happens on Saturday, obviously. But I think City, after especially what's happened in midweek, they'll give them extra motivation to make sure they get their job done in the league because they can't collapse in both. So I've gone for 3-1 to City.
All right, and let's move over to the star men, or man in this case. We've both gone for the exact same person, and that is Heung-min Son away at Anfield. Obviously, we said it before, there's going to be a lot of space in behind, and that's where Sonny really comes to life and really thrives. So, yeah, we've both gone for him.
Yeah, I was hard to call the star man this week, and I just think with Son, with the space Liverpool going to give him, I back him to at least get a goal in this one, or at least get a few chances. So that's why I've gone with Sonny. But I would like Liverpool away. You're not saying it's not going to say it's the easiest game, but I just think he should be the one. If we're going to get a chance, it's probably going to fall to him.
All right, so that is your the Prem for this week. Let me know your predictions in the comment section below. Let me know who is going to be your star man for you, and also who is going to come out on top, me or Sim. Thanks everyone for joining today. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always, come on you Spurs.